Hi, Stefan the BMW DIY guy. I wanted to do a 2-month review of my CQ UK 3.0 ceramic coating from CarPro. I am completely impressed so far, let me tell you, but now is a perfect time to show it. My car probably looks clean on the camera right now, but it really isn't. I got quite a bit of bugs. I also have a little bit of smoke ash on the car, so we're gonna have to wash it really thoroughly. But I wanted to walk you through the process of using the Reload and the Reset from CarPro as well. Reset to wash it very thoroughly first. I'm going to rinse extra to make sure I get any of the ash off, because here in the Pacific Northwest we've had some fires lately and there's ash on everything. So make sure with dust and ash and things like that you wash your car really thoroughly, because if not, you're going to scratch your paint, you're going to scratch your coating as well. So I wanted to show you that, but the other thing I also wanted to show you was my recent partnership with Sky's the Limit Car Care. So Corey of CarPro and Sky's the Limit Car Care is absolutely fantastic partner to work with. We're going to show that their wash bucket, their new bucketizer organizer that goes on the side of your bucket, it clips to any 5-gallon or 3-gallon bucket, which is a great way of storing all your tools as you go through. So you're going to see me use this quite a bit on my wheels and other things that we move on as we do detailing on the car. So really good. It's good to have a good bucket. I've upgraded and have a great bucket with a filter guard down in the bottom of the bucket. So I've got new mitts, I've got new absolutely everything. It's all going to be linked in the description of the video, but let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is rinse thoroughly. I'm going to do it more than I usually do to make sure that I have it as rinsed as fine as possible. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is make sure you use the correct amount of the Reset. So for a 5-gallon bucket, that's about two and a half, a little bit more than 2.5 tablespoons of the soap. Now, tablespoon is really easy because you can probably get a tablespoon measuring out of your kitchen. It also says on it how much to put in on a 5-gallon bucket, measured in ounces as well, depending on what you have to measure. But make sure you put the right amount in. I'm going to top it off with water. I've got a brand new mitt as well, so the cars can be really nice and clean. And then once that's all done, we're going to walk through with the Reload as well, because the weather's starting to turn. Here we are, the first day, we're getting into fall. So we want to make sure that my ceramic coat is ready and good to go for the winter, which is going to be a little bit harder to keep it clean. All right, so let's get started with the rinse. Okay, so I'm not going to make you sit and watch me rinse the entire car, but let's talk about it a little bit really quickly. I'm going to be really thorough, because like I said, where I am right now, I've actually picked up some ash from some forest fires. If where you are is really dusty, same sort of thing, you get light grit on your car. Make sure to get all of that off first. I've put 2.5 ounces of the refresh into my bucket, and I've got a rinse bucket, so using the 2-bucket method. So make sure to use both buckets, one with the grit guard in the bottom that you're going to use a good clean mitt in, rinse your mitt in between. So let's start with the rinse first. So always rinse from the top down, so work it over. Now, the one thing I am going to show up close, once this is done, and once I get a thorough rinse and wash, before I do the Reload, I want to show you how well water is beading up and coming off the car. It's really amazing. The ceramic coat is absolutely fantastic, but I want you to see it clean first, so you get a good view of the bead, and I'll get up real close with my camera so you can see that. So I'm going to finish rinsing, and then we're going to wash it. Alright, so the car's all rinsed. I've really decided to upgrade this time on my exterior care, especially after doing the ceramic coating. I want to make sure I take care of it really well. So I've invested a little bit more than what you normally do if just going down to the auto parts store or your grocery store to get car care components, right? So like I said, using the CarPro Refresh and Reload, I also have a new Incredimitt. This is a microfiber car washing mitt, super soft, it's not going to scratch your paint. And we're going to use the 2-bucket technique with my new bucket with the debris guard in the bottom, with a bucketizer there on the side that I can put my mitt in when I'm done. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to wash it really thoroughly. So your typical washing, again, is you wash from the top down. Do not use the same mitt on your tires. I'm going to use one of my older mitts on my rims and tires when I get to that, but I'm actually going to have a separate video on how to do your wheels. I'm going to do that another day. What I want to deal with is the ceramic coating, showing you what a great job it's doing, and how to refresh it as well. So I've got a new mitt. All these things are going to be a link in the description in the video. So I'm going to wash the car thoroughly, go all the way around, and then I'm going to show you how well it beads. Okay, so good thorough wash. The Incredimitt is fantastic. It's the best car washing mitt I've ever owned. The bucketizer on the side is really nice to be able to put your mitt on the side of your bucket and not lose it down in deep into your bucket. So good stuff there. Hopefully you can see the hood. It beads up really, really well. So I wanted to do one shot where you can see it, and then we're going to zoom in really, really close so you can see it when we're down here. But you can see the water. I mean, even running in directions that doesn't even necessarily make sense. That's running up the hood. Now, granted, my driveway is sloped, so the car's sitting at a bit of an angle. But, I mean, as you can see, the water just instantaneously beads up and rolls off. I found that my car is actually cleaner in general since I've done the ceramic coat, because it seems like stuff just slides off. And as you can see, it's really just amazing how everything just beads up and runs right off. So I'm really impressed. I am really impressed on what a great job it does. So I want to give you a shot that's a little bit closer, but I wanted you to see what it looks like with the hose on it actively. Okay, so here with a direct hose without the nozzle on, I mean, look at that. It's just actually pretty amazing. I mean, you get a lot more droplets when you have a nozzle on your hose, which leaves more water behind. But I mean, look at that when it's direct hose. I mean, the water just comes right off. It's really pretty amazing, actually. The car's not overly hot right now, even though we're out in the sun. So the ceramic coat, as far as here I am 2 months later, I am really impressed with what a great job it's done and how great it looks. Okay, so we're going to dry the car off now as I sit here and throw some more water on it. I'm going to dry the car off, and then we're going to talk about using the reload to get it set for winter. Okay, so finished drying off the car. It's nicely washed and everything's good to go. Like you can see the ceramic coating is doing a fantastic job in beating in the way the water just sheets off. So the CarPro Reload is what they recommend to use on your car. It says it can be durable up to 6 months. So they really highly recommend this, as it adds another layer of ceramic, of oxide ceramic, over the top of your ceramics. Now, is it the same as a full coat? No, of course not. But what this does is it kind of adds an expendable layer on top of your main ceramic coat. So directions are really, really simple. You spray it on, buff it in, and then buff it back off. You work on a section by section, so don't do the whole car and then try to come back and do it. You're going to make it look really, really streaky. Okay, so this will last up to 6 months. I really wanted to do this before the weather turned on me. And 6 months here in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to be rainy. So I want to make sure my car is good and ready to go for the fall. So like I said, you spray it on. Just a nice light mist on a section. Buff it in. And just work section by section as you go. And like I said, this will help add an extra durable layer on top, just like that. Reverse your towel and buff back off, just like that. All right, so I'm going to work my way the rest of the way around the car, and then we'll just have a quick wrap up when we're done. But all in all, it's going to look really, really good, and also it's going to be set up for the bad weather as we head on towards winter. Okay, as you can tell, the car looks absolutely fantastic. Lighting's changed a little bit, of course, because I've got it in the garage, because I wanted it in the shade when I put the reload on, so it wasn't drying. So you follow the directions really closely, spray on and buff on and then back off, and then come back through with microfiber and buff it off again. And it looks really, really nice. What the reload will do is it puts a kind of permeable or wearable layer of silicon oxide over the top of your ceramic coat, which is also silicon oxide. Of course, it's not as hard, but it will help prepare your car for the coming winter. Especially if you live in an area that uses chemicals or salt on the road, this will help protect your paint, make sure that you can hose it off. And even in worst case scenario, in bad weather, your car's all muddy or has chemicals or salt on it from the winter, you can just hose it off. And between these two products, it'll help them come off that much more rapidly, that much more easily. So the Reload has done a fantastic job, and the CarPro products I'm really impressed with. They clearly do a fantastic job. The car looks amazing. So thank you to Corey of CarPro and Sky's the Limit Auto Detailing Products. They really are your place that you should go for that pro level product, but things that you can use at home and you get that same level of result without having to pay somebody else to do it. So make sure to check in the links below. I'll have everything that I've used today from that mitt. That wash mitt is the best I've ever used, and I've used a lot over the years, so I highly, highly recommend it. So everything will be listed down below. If you like what you've seen, please click subscribe. It makes a huge difference to my channel. It means everything to me, and I appreciate your support. I try to answer any questions that anybody has, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.